Good morning. Look, the hawk came back to visit. Oh, he must be saying something. Meow, 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 meow. He just like squawks. Oh, there he goes. So you know how I cut Tim's hair yesterday? I guess I didn't vacuum the hair that great because he's got hair all over his pillow. This is crazy. It looks like he's losing his hair. He's not. It's just because I cut his hair and we didn't actually wash it afterwards. Oh my gosh, that's so nuts. So I'm having a pretty productive morning. I'm cooking up some beans, trying to get all the dinners ready for the week. Making some tea. I found some more of this flowering tea, which is pretty exciting. It's green tea with jasmine. And I don't know if it's gonna be this exact flower here with the red flower. But here's what the bulb looks like before you use it. It's like tied together with some kind of twine. Then I put it inside of my little thingy here. So I've got the bulb in there. It should sink to the bottom and hopefully open. I'll show you guys when it's actually open though. But I love these. They're actually really, really good. They're more aromatic than just the tea bags, which is pretty fun. Haha, I said tea bags. There it is. I guess it is the, oops, sorry, I fogged up the lens. I guess it is the red flower though. I love it. It looks so pretty. I almost don't want to drink it. But I can get like 3 or 4 steeps out of this too, so that's awesome. Is this your favorite place in the whole house? Are you the king of the chair? I'm the king of the chair. Yeah.
Doody, everybody. So we're going on a cemetery tour. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's kind of looking as if it may. We'll bring some umbrellas just in case. Look at this crazy looking zigzaggy thing that they're building downtown here. Oh, by the way, we're smack dab in the middle of downtown. This is the OUC building. Just on the other side of that, City Hall, Orlando. There it is. We're walking up to the cemetery in the tour. I take it we go this way? Oh, okay. Let's see how tame these chickens are. He says they're tame. Oh, he ran away. Hey there, chicken. How's it going?
They would take the water closet bucket and they'd make a 1-mile trip from downtown Orlando to that lake right there and dump them in. That's right. That's right. So now I've got 130 years of formaldehyde kind of joined it. That was Orlando's first toilet. In 1880, when the cemetery was bought, it was originally 26 acres of land. Now, in 1880, what makes this cemetery different from other cemeteries is all races could be buried within our fence line. When Walt Disney was shopping around to where to put Disney World, he met up with Bill Duncan. It's actually written in one of the autobiographies that he really fell in love with Bill's folksy ways. He could trust him. He just loved to be around the guy. And so Bill Duncan sold himself to Walt Disney. And so Disney trusted all that money and everything in with Bill Duncan.
All the bats are out right now too.
I don't do bats.
No. Well, they all went away. There's just one left.
Braxton Beecham was the mayor of Orlando. He was very instrumental in getting the OUC started for us. But Orlando here, what's neat about, one of the lesser known facts about Orlando, there's a tunnel underneath Orange Avenue that connects the Beecham Theater to the Angeville Hotel. This here is the Wilmot Mausoleum. Now the Wilmot Mausoleum, the Wilmots were the hoteliers in town. And they owned the Wyoming Hotel and the Tremont Hotel and all that, and it all became one big thing, and at the end it was just a Tremont. Now the hotel was torn down in the 60s. Now, the Wilmots, his claim to fame is Captain Wilmot was a sailor. And he sailed the world 7 times by sail. That's pretty good. We became Orlando in 1857. We got our name, Orlando. We were Jernigan before Orlando. So in 1857, we were named Orlando from Jernigan. Now Jernigan, which we were Jernigan for a little while, but if you look around, there's only one street in Orlando named Jernigan. Very small. There's a restaurant that's in the new arena. We just named Jernigan. Other than that, you don't see Jernigan schools. You don't see Jernigan neighborhood. You don't see that. Anybody have an idea why? Because Jernigan liked to kill people. He was a murderer. And so, you know, he murdered a couple people. He got thrown in jail in Ocala. He escaped. Judge Spear turned around one day in 1857 and said, you know what, guys? We got to change our name. So they did. Changed us to Orlando.
Edmund Kirby Smith.
Edmund Kirby Smith was a Confederate general. And he was a very, very popular Confederate general. This is not him. This guy was born about 4 years after the end of the War of Yankee Aggression. But when we were talking earlier about epitaph, this one here takes the cake. Edmund Kirby Smith, in memory of my beloved husband, great always. So just remember that. This here's our Yankee section of the cemetery. You notice there's a wall there, so that way they can't get out. Now, what's neat about this section, though, if you look, this wall is about at throat level, the wall level. So, Dr. Schultz with UCF came out and he does a forensics. He said, can you give us a project to work on? I said, yeah. I said, all these headstones are right there at throat level. Comes back in about an hour later. Every single headstone in here faces west. Every single body faces east. They're actually backwards.
You put him in wrong.
No, somewhere that's Southern justice. Now, if you're 16 years old and have a 6-pack of beer in you, you cannot lift one of these stones. This Arlington style upright right there is about 350 pounds. It's about 4.5 feet tall. It does not move easy. Every single one of here is turned backwards, except these 4 right there. Those 4 right there we had ordered in afterwards, and I believe in karma. So when we had them installed, I had them installed right. So those are the only 4 right there that are installed right. Francis Epps, Thomas Jefferson's grandson. In Jefferson's autobiography, listen to him as his favorite grandson. Now, Francis Epps is also the founder of a small girls' school in Tallahassee. Now it's FSU. Over here is kind of what we call the English colony. And as you go back behind the trees there, you actually have Will Harney, who was founder of Pine Castle, one of the most famous poets of his time.
Oh, it's kind of creepy because you step on unmarked graves and we walked on actual graves.
Well, the unmarked ones are actual graves still too.
Well, no, but I mean with the headstones and everything. Just like walk right over them.
Do you guys find that to be like a bad karma, or
Well, yeah, it's like a superstition.
Yeah, that's what I was
You're
trying
not
to
supposed
say.
to do that. Oh, wait, I got a good one. Who am I? Does it look like Blair Witch?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Come back next month, I'll give you a totally different tour. Same stops, different tour. Right here, the reason I'm stopping here is in the back corner, very, very back corner. It's the Spanish-American War section. We have 4 military sections here. We have the American Legion, which we stopped at, the Yankees, the Confederates, and Spanish-American. Right next to that sign, it says Dead End. It's a gravesite of David Lockhart's. Now, David Lockhart owned the biggest sawmill in town. Now, almost all the wood for the shops, the sidewalks, and everything was done at the Lockhart Mill. The Lockhart Mill sat approximately where the new arena sits today. That's about where it sits. So, one day, his mill caught fire, and it really upset him, and he moved out of Orlando and started the community of Lockhart. Now, fires were very common back at the turn of the century. Why do you think he got upset? Orlando's professional firefighter, we had a fire station, we had paid firemen, they were in Tampa at a contest to see who had the best fire department in the state. The day his sawmill caught fire and burnt to the ground, there was not a fire truck or a fireman in town. Now, the neat thing about this headstone is it survived the fire. Another one right there. These are the only 2 wooden headstones in the cemetery. They're cypress. Cypress doesn't get the termites, they don't get a lot that you have. These are original to 1880, so you feel free to touch it, you know, touch a little bit of history there, you won't hurt it. Gere was actually Orlando's first professional photographer. His daughter was murdered, and his wife died in a car accident a year apart. So he lost his family in a year. So when he had this erected, he actually put on here, no one to mourn, no one to caress, no one to own, no life, let me rest. And he goes on about sleep precious souls, no more sorrow or pain. And he goes all the way around of his agony of losing his family. All the way around.
Said that a 16-year-old vandalized it, and it's still like down there on the ground.
Why wouldn't they put it back up there?
I think they just let it lie.
Wow.
In her death, all is lost.
This is a gravesite of Fred Weeks. Or when I do the Boy Scout tours and the Girl Scout tours during the day, they refer to him as Not Dead Fred. Because Not Dead Fred has no death date. But Fred Weeks came to Orlando from England. He wanted to buy land. So he met up with 3 men. And these 3 men were actually honorable men because you know what they were? They were lawyers. Everybody trusts a lawyer, right? So these 3 attorneys told him, we got the land for you. It's the best land in Orlando. It's so good we're clearing it off right now just for you. He had just bought swampland. Unbuildable swampland from 3 attorneys. So that kind of pissed him off. So what he did is he bought the very first spot as you came into the cemetery on Gore Street. And he erected a headstone. And on that headstone he put a verse from Luke. And it said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves. And he carved their names on his headstone. As you came into the cemetery, you passed that headstone every time you came through. Now these were very prominent attorneys in town. So they said, well, we can't have that. That's kind of bad advertising. So they gave him his money back, bought the plot from him, took the headstone off, and said, we're all good, right? He said, yeah, we're all good. He took that money and he built this. He built this by hand. And he carved on here, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves. And he carved their names right here. The day he died, those names disappeared. Somebody took those names off after his death. If you notice, there's no death date. It's 1839 to 19... He died in 1917. He got so enraged and so invested in setting his point, his wife left him. And so no one was around to finish his death date.
He said, come check out this gravestone here, that it's made of metal. He said to knock on it. Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if that's the same people that have the college.
No.
Does it say?
We shall meet beyond the river where the surges cease to roll. His spirit left his body on November 28, 1902.
It says that Henry Ford packed his car seats with the Spanish moss, but it's full of bugs. This is cool. They have a chicken up on the telephone box. Whoa! I wonder if I can scare this chicken. He calls them voodoo chickens. People just like drop them off here. How crazy is that? Now he's going, or she's going back. We're done with the cemetery tour. It was pretty fun. And now
awesome.
we're gonna go to Bart. The Bart Arcade.
Danielle's joining us.
Danielle's back there.
Everybody congratulate her on 9,000 subs.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, nice work. Check out this artwork inside of Bart. It's all done on like wood stuff, and it's all these crazy animals that look like they're death animals or something. And Jen's had her dirty turtle.
It's a terrapin and a Guinness. It's a dirty turtle, half and half. Half, half.
Yeah, and they're watching Flight of the Navigator and Spaceballs. Yeah, dude, they're freaking like jamming out. We met a lady on the cemetery tour whose kids watch our videos, and we just wanted to say hi to them really quick.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Emily.
It was really nice to meet your mom. She's one cool lady.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky.
It's true.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. Well, that cemetery tour was super fun, and I know that it wasn't a lot of like general knowledge history, but it was a lot of Orlando history, which is super amazing to me and super interesting. And Bart is always fun. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Now it's time to pay the price.